Just after sunrise in November, in an open field behind a Washington County movie theater, rows of Maryland honeybee colonies sit waiting. In a few weeks, they'll be packed in a 53-foot refrigerated truck and sent to California to help pollinate the almond crop.
Come on, let's go.
But before the hives, nearly 1,600 of them hit the road, a yellow lab named Mack has a job to do.
Good boy. We come early in the morning so that it's cold. We need the bees to be not moving.
Mack's task is to stick his nose in each hive, using his superior sense of smell, to check for a contagious colony-killing bacteria known as American foul brood.
We quarantine and we don't allow hives with American foul brood to move. When we find one, we control that area until we rid of the American foul brood bacteria.
Mack's handler, trainer, and fellow early riser is Cybil Preston, the Maryland Department of Agriculture's chief apiary inspector. While human inspectors only have time to spot check large quantities of hives like these, Mack can do them all in about 15 minutes, which is good because that's about as long as he can focus.
Mack went through and did 100% of the colonies that are here, and he found no disease. Wow, that's a lot of bees.
A relief for beekeeper Ori Hayes of Hayes Apiary, an operation with about 3,000 colonies producing about 100,000 pounds of honey a year. But a large part of his business is commercial pollination services. Now that Mack and Cybil have certified this batch of bees, he can get to work preparing them for their winter in California.
Honeybees are not native to the Americas, so you wouldn't have your fruits, you wouldn't have your apples, your cucumbers, and certainly almonds. Almonds need bees to pollinate in order to get a fruit set. Without bees, you would get approximately 300 to 400 pounds of almonds per acre. With bees, that's 3,000 to 4,000 pounds per acre.
A difference so big, growers are willing to pay top dollar for bees like Ori's to cross the country.
California grows about 80% of the world's almonds. And that is in billions of dollars. It's big money. And there just isn't enough bees or beekeepers willing to send all their bees to California to do that.
And when the bees come back to Hagerstown in February, they'll be put to work during our growing season. Ori's colonies pollinate crops in Maryland, Virginia, West Virginia, and Delaware. Keeping track of all these busy bees is enough to make you, well, dog-tired. Mack has plenty of time to rest. After all, he can only work when it's cold. But Cybil and the Department of Agriculture's other apiary inspectors work year-round, not only looking for American foul brood, but assessing the overall health of Maryland bees.
Some of it is a bacterial issue, a fungal issue, and then we also have a parasitic mite that causes issues with the bees.
But Mack's sole focus is American foul brood. Because it's contagious, it's the only thing bees going out of state must be inspected for. To keep Mack's skills sharp in season, Cybil trains Mack daily at her home in Harford County.
What I use as my training aid is actual comb with bacteria in it. And he loves it. And this is what we train with. This is the scent. It smells kind of like a poultry barn and dead animal. Who's gonna work? Okay, show me. Check. Show me which one. Show me. Good boy. Good boy.
When he recognizes the scent, he earns a scratch behind the ears and a few minutes of fetch. Pretty good. But the reward we get from his work is even greater.
1/3 of every bite you take is thanks to the bees. Whether it is a fruit or a vegetable or it is a grain that feeds cows or other animals that we eat. So we can thank the bees for that pollination.
In 2017, Mack received the Governor's Customer Services Award for being a very good boy at work. Now, Mack has a co-pupper named Tucka. Cybil and her Paw Patrol have been busy bees inspecting over 2,100 hives annually. Thanks for watching Maryland Farm and Harvest. We hope you liked the video. Make sure to subscribe so you won't miss out on future videos. To learn more about our show and watch full episodes, check out mpt.org/farm or just click the link in the description.